great. Sasha, cut my music. Cut it. Cut that music. There's a lot to go over, Sasha. Cut that shit. Lots of discuss in this video coming up. What's up, Amplified Unit? I was just telling my assistant, Sasha. I just noticed this. Kelly down at Dunkin'. She put a little BC on the new holiday cups on the snowman's hat, man. Look at that. She put a little BC up in there. Salute, Kelly. Kelly watches the channel, and I don't even think she's a wrestling. I know for a fact she's not a wrestling fan. She supports BC because BC supports Kelly, makes great coffee, and I give her a good tip because of it. Like, you guys tip the content creator. You guys tip BC for his entertainment. I tip a barista for a good coffee, and the world goes round and round, right? We don't upset the fucking herd. It's a great circle that we go around. That's great, man. BC on the hat. I gotta remind me to give a shout out next time I'm up in there, man. That's badass. Probably thought I wasn't gonna catch that. Anyway, guys, what's up? There's a lot to discuss. There's Monday Night Raw and their rating. There's Jeff Jarrett somehow being hired by Tony Khan, not even just as a talent. Wait till you hear this. There's actually another match for Full Gear. There's a fucking concept. It's a couple of weeks away. We only had a couple of announced matches. I mean, nobody knows what's going on with Tony Khan's pay-per-views these days. Seems like all the focus is trying to be on pumping up weekly ratings, which I know people like Eric Bischoff, that's the one thing that Tony Khan and Eric Bischoff can agree on. You know, they're trying to bump up the weekly ratings. That these days means more than the actual pay-per-views. And that's sad. Even WWE follows that model with championship matches and championship title reigns changing hands. Championships changing hands like we just saw Monday after just 49 days. And Damage Control hands them over to Alexa and Asuka. The pay-per-views are basically meaningless these days, and then you wonder why pro wrestling is ass backwards. It's because the formula for pro wrestling is simple, right? TV shows are meant for storylines, right? You really develop characters so that we can give a fuck about them. You give us a storyline we give a shit about and we're intrigued with, and then at the pay-per-view, we all get the culminating moments, the culminating matches, that epic feeling, right? And then after the pay-per-view, man, we're all buzzing. And we can't wait to see what happens next. Every week, every show should end with cliffhangers like a story should. Your favorite shows are your favorite shows for a reason. You love the characters, you love the storylines, and every episode ends with a cliffhanger, right? Or it should. Let's say like a half an hour comedy, but even then, you care about the characters and the story, the ride that they were on throughout the half an hour comedy. But if it's like a drama, man, you have a cliffhanger. You have to tune in the next week. Not you want to. I mean, you do, but you more or less have to. Because you need to see what happens with these characters you're invested in, and the storyline intrigues you so much. But these days, it's so ass backwards. There is no stories or characters really, man. Maybe you can pick out one in each company. Maybe. Usually it's MJF. In AEW, and then there's little splinter stories, maybe. Very minor. I mean, to call them a story is really stretching. And then in WWE, maybe the Sami Zayn thing, and then some splinter stories, man. But Bray Wyatt, but he's not really involved with anyone else. Karrion Kross and Drew for a minute. They're so minor. They're so minor. They're not stories we can really sink our teeth into because they're not allowed to be. Everything is just on to the next TV show, on to the next show, and then by the time the pay-per-view gets there is nothing intriguing, man. There's nothing special. There's no need for you to take your fucking money and give them to the Peacock or to Fight TV or whoever's putting on Bleacher, whoever's putting on AEW's pay-per-views. There's no reason to give them that money, if you think about it, because all the focus was put onto the TV shows. It's ass backwards. That should be to get you to the pay-per-view, the culminating matches and moments. These days, they're all happening on the show with no real build or no build that we give a fuck about. And the pay-per-views are just thrown together last minute. And you just hope that there's something on there that we can give a shit about. With Full Gear, they're hoping that MJF and Mox is all that you need, right? That's the match, and you have to not only see who wins the title, who walks away with the title, but you have to see who, if MJF is gonna swerve us. Is he gonna turn fucking diabolical heel? And all of this little face teasing was just that, a tease, and he's gonna be the MJF, that devil that he claimed to be. You know, they're going to hang their hat on that and hope that that's what everybody is intrigued with enough to pay for this shit. The world title eliminator? No, nobody gives a fuck about this tournament, man. Pro wrestling is predetermined. It's planned. It's scripted. It's rehearsed. Nobody cares about a tournament. Or I take that back. There is a niche of fans that do give a shit about that more than storyline, more than character development. They just want to see a bunch of bangers, which, let's be honest, even when Tony Khan puts these tournaments on, there's very few bangers in these fucking tournaments. So even if you just want to watch work rate and a bunch of moves and sequences, and that takes top priority over larger-than-life characters and storylines that captivate us, even that you're not getting in these fucking tournaments. This is stupid. So we play around for an entire month, and then we get to the final two participants, and we're supposed to act like there's an actual best wrestler in the world, or this champion was crowned because of hard work ethic. Because they were a better wrestler than all the other people in the tournament. No, that's not a story to BC at all. At all. Maybe if you did tournaments once in a blue moon, okay, BC can be on board with that. But tournaments are so overdone these days because everyone's just so lazy. They don't know how to produce a good storyline. So we'll just put everybody into a tournament, and that'll decide a number one contender. That'll decide a champion. That'll decide a little cute catchphrase or nickname for you, like King. Right? You'll be the king if you win this tournament. You'll be the best in the world if you win this tournament. You'll be the Grand Messiah if you win this tournament. It's just ass backwards, man. I don't like what's happening with pay-per-views with WWE and AEW. Bottom line, I can't stand it. And it's 2022. It's where we're at. I can't say this enough. It's just where we are at. I said this in World Wrestling Entertainment when people were talking about Rollins and Austin Theory and how the fuck do you have two heels facing each other on Monday night? Two heels. One of them has a Money in the Bank briefcase and he just loses flat on his back looking up at the lights to another heel, Seth Rollins. And nobody wanted to be truthful and say how wrong that is. Instead, they went, it was a good match. Good match. Oh, what a match. Banger. Almost a banger status. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about your bangers or your good matches. What are you talking about, bro? This is wrong. It does nothing for Seth. Nobody's going to remember that fucking match by next Monday. Nobody's going to go back and watch it a second time because it was a banger match. This absolutely did nothing for Austin Theory other than make him look like an absolute schmuck with that briefcase and further helped hammer that last nail into his fucking coffin, because by the time we actually get to the point where he's going to cash in on anybody, at this point, I don't even think the NXT title anybody would give a fuck about if he cashed it in on Braun Breaker or whoever the fuck's the champ at the time. Nobody's going to give a shit because you're making this guy so invalid, so irrelevant. And nobody wanted to be truthful. Yeah, good match. That's our escape for everything that's bad booking. Good match. Nikki Cross just came back under her old identity, Nikki Cross. This is the new old Nikki Cross. This is her first match as Crazy Nikki again, right? And she just loses flat on her back to Bianca. Of course, Bianca can't lose. She's the champ. Of course not. Why have the match? And then Nikki just loses flat on her back, looks up at the lights, then rolls out of the ring and plays dead while Asuka and Alexa and Bianca take on Damage Control in a brawl. And Nikki Cross is over there like passed out from the KOD. She's out for 100 count. Nikki Cross looked like an absolute fucking fool, and nobody wants to call that out and be honest on this platform or anywhere. Podcasting, nobody wants to spend the time to talk about how that cannot happen in pro wrestling. Nobody. Instead, we just go, good match. It was a good match. The sequences, you see that? She ducked the clothesline. She came back with the kick. And then there was a duck and a super kick and then a punch and oh man, they were jiving, man. It was BC. It was a good match. I don't care about I don't give a fuck about a good predetermined fucking match. That's a bonus. If I can care about the characters in the storyline and then you give them 20, 25 minutes and they put on like Shawn Michaels Undertaker WrestleMania 25, I say this all the time, and they just put on magic. But it's because we were already invested in the dudes solely and into the story that was being presented and told. The match, man, that was just out-of-body experience. You know what I mean? But to just throw people together and go put on sequences, what the fuck are we doing? How many of these matches do you need to see before you want more? Pro wrestling is more than just sequences and moves. I said this a million times. I just said it on the review for Monday Night Raw. How many times does BC say, I've seen Ultimate Warrior matches, just about every single Warrior match, about fucking 30, 40 times at least. At least. And I'm talking about the ones that aren't even like Savage and Warrior, Hogan and Warrior. Warrior could not fucking wrestle a lick, anybody would tell you, right? I'm stretching that a little bit. I mean, he had the basic fundamentals almost down. But so why the fuck do we watch his matches all the time? Because he made you feel Warrior was larger than life. It doesn't matter if it's 2022, BC, times have changed. What are you talking about, bro? You still have to be larger than life, and when you come out through that curtain, we have to give a shit. And when you're put in good storylines, we have to see the pay-per-view. I have to give you money because I have to see what's going to happen with these characters. Pro wrestling is still a show, whether you want to believe it or not. Whether you hate the word entertainment, you hate the word show, and you just want wrestling to be an actual sport, you're wrong and you're lying to yourself. It's just not solely a sport. It's not. Time Warner can try to sell you on that it's a sport. It's not. Sports entertainment, I don't mind that hyphenated word because it makes sense. They are athletes in a big way, but there's not actual competition, right? That's the farce part of it. There's a show going on. It's entertainment, or it's supposed to be. I don't know who it's fucking entertaining. But these days in 2022, you just got to see 6 Canadian destroyers and 7 pedigrees from the top rope, a couple of moonsaults, do a suicide dive, put your life on the line like R-Truth just tried to do at 50 years old, and maybe you'll get all the chants. This is awesome. Fight forever. Holy shit. Right? You'll get all the chants, and then everybody will go on social and say that your match was a banger because you put on cool sequences and moves. But did anybody truly give a fuck when it was all said and done and we gave you the golf clap and we all sat down with our oversized Coca-Colas and our gigantic hot dogs, our fucking sachet of popcorn, and we're stuffing our faces? Do we really give a fuck about anything that just happened? No. Instant gratification in 2022. That's all people care about, right? Just entertain me for the fucking moments that you're in front of me, and then I can get off, right? I can fucking get off on that shit, and then when it's done, I can take a deep breath and be like, whoa, that was incredible. And then we'll do it again. Throw out anybody that can do cool moves, right? Just put in Pac and Penta every week, and they'll go, ooh, ah, wow. Did you see the 450 onto the outside on the 10 dudes? Because we never seen that spot before. You know, when the 10 guys get outside and they all hug each other and they look up, waiting for the guy to jump off the fucking post and land on all 10 dudes like they're fucking dominoes or it's a bowling fucking pin. 10 bowling pins and a bowling ball is coming down and fucking crashing, cascading on all of them. But for 10 seconds, they just sit there hugging and looking up, waiting. Oh, we haven't seen that enough. But those are the same people that say Bray Wyatt's exposing the business because of magic and voodoo. But when you got 10 dudes fucking staring at somebody, hugging each other, come on, God, I'll catch you, come on. Yeah, that's not exposing the business. So you wonder, right? This leads me to, I mean, that all stemmed from Toni Storm, Jamie Hayter somehow. Full Gear announced another match. And somehow I went on a fucking 10, 15-minute rant on just like how pro wrestling is ass backwards. We're a couple weeks from Full Gear, and we just got our 3rd announced match. Maybe a couple more were announced last night. I don't know. The point is, it's all being rushed together in the final 2 weeks. And that's because it's ass backwards. Pay-per-views, there's no care anymore. It's the TV shows, it's just trying to pop a rating, and that's not even working because nothing on the shows is really entertaining. Truth. You got your niche that will say this is awesome to everything you put out there. But aside from the niche, nobody's really needing to come back for shit on any of these wrestling shows, any company. That might hurt a lot of people. That's not what a lot of people want to hear. I understand, especially if you're tribalistic, you wave your flag for your company. You're not going to like what I'm saying. That's fine, man. Since I came out the fucking moon, I said shit that people don't like. That's just what BC's going to be. Honest and truthful to the core. If you're part of the amplified unit, it's because you can handle the truth. If you're not, it's because you're a bitch boy Braden. You can't handle the fucking truth. It's the facts. Because nothing I'm saying, there's no falsities. Nothing. Everything I'm saying is actual fact, and it's proven. Here we are just a couple of weeks away from Full Gear, and we're just trying to fill in the card. That's not good. Jamie Hayter and Toni Storm just got put in place there, and you know, I feel bad for Toni Storm that she even has to call this an interim championship match. Toni Storm is somebody that has made it very vocal that she doesn't feel that when Rosa had this back injury out of nowhere, and she couldn't even do a roll-up to get it over to Toni Storm. And then Tony Khan makes a horrendous decision and says, you can leave with the fucking title, we'll make an interim. As if he didn't learn his lesson from the CM Punk shit. Tony Khan botched this horribly. Rosa did not want to do the job for Storm. That's just evident. That is absolutely evident. Toni Storm knows this, and that's why she's been vocal about how this has been handled horribly. And she doesn't feel like Rosa handled this properly. And she cannot wait for Rosa just to get back so she can get her fucking title. Toni can get what she calls her title already. But now it'll be fucking the right way. And we can be done with this interim shit. That is what is upsetting Toni Storm. She doesn't feel like anything was done correctly. And now she has to have this interim championship title over her title match. It's called an interim championship match. Toni Storm cannot stand that. It sucks. And that's just Thunder Rosa, man. Thunder Rosa just didn't want to do the job. Thunder Rosa is like for the ladies, Thunder Rosa is basically what CM Punk was in that locker room. That's the fucking, the dose of poison that was injected into the locker room. And, I mean, Rosa just has, there's so many of the ladies that just, they just, something rubs them the wrong way about Rosa, or many things. And it's not just like it's, you know, there's this narrative where it's just Britt Baker's group, right? Maybe there's like the Jamie haters or the Rebels or whoever's close with Britt Baker backstage. No, guys, Toni Storm is telling you that she ain't buying everything that Rosa is selling to everybody on all her outlets that she's trying to get her narrative across. Toni Storm is not really part of Britt's group. She just got there a few months ago. And Toni Storm, if you know about her, she beats to her own drum. She doesn't need to, nor does she ever be a part of a clique. So Toni Storm, for her to say that, that's somebody outside of just the clique of Britt Baker. That should tell you something. Jade Cargill does not regurgitate Rosa's sentiments and has actually been vocal in a roundabout way. She hasn't jumped in full throttle. But people like Jade Cargill are far from known as Britt's crew. My point is, when you have people like Britt, the Jamie haters, the Rebels, the Toni Storms, the Cargills, when you basically have the bulk, the majority of the women's locker room not liking you and not liking the way that you go about business, you have to ask yourself, am I the common denominator of the issue? Am I the problem? Not Marina Shafir. She calls herself the problem. Is Thunder Rosa the problem? The answer is obviously, did you follow the trajectory of her career? Everywhere she goes, she pours gasoline, lights a match, watches it go ablaze, and walks away. It's what Rosa does. Are you surprised that Rosa doesn't have a lot of friends in the locker room and she causes such a fucking stir and people like Toni Storm can't even get the fight? And Tony Khan's just as much to blame. He let Rosa walk away with the fucking title. Rosa should have absolutely done the fucking job. It was not a back injury that needed an immediate exit from AEW. You could have done a 2-minute schmaz. You could have done a roll-up fucking schmaz. You could have done anything where Rosa gives the title over to Toni Storm the right way. Because now we're hearing, oh, Rosa might not even be back till what? January, February of next year. So she gets to keep the fucking title half a year by the time she comes back. And we play interim bullshit. Tony Khan is just as much to blame. I'm sure Rosa is shocked that she got to keep the title. She just didn't want to do the job. She probably, in her mind, already said, okay, they're going to take the title from me, but I am not doing the job, because Rosa is very hard to work with, right? Everyone says that. Everyone says that, man. You don't need to see how she fucking sandbagged or fucked over Marina Shafir in that match. Marina needed somebody to work with her, right? Hardcore. You would think somebody like a vet like Rosa would do that. No, Rosa just went into business for herself and made Marina look even worse. And made the match look like a farce more than it was. Made herself look like an idiot. It was like Evilise and Thunder Rosa all over again when everybody shit on Evilise, and it was not just Evilise's fault. Thunder Rosa just did not want to work live on the air. Evilise, Marina Shafir, there's so many matches where this lady just does not want to sell. She doesn't want to make you look good. That's Thunder Rosa's MO. Are you shocked? And then there's this narrative that it's just Britt and her politics backstage. Rosa's the victim in all of it. Rosa's the victim? When everybody is looking at you side-eyed like there's something like, I don't like working with you. I don't like your practices. I don't like your standards. I don't like what you're doing. You're the fucking problem. It's one thing to just be by yourself, right? An introvert, and you don't hang around with the clique. And because of that, the clique doesn't like you, right? Like some high school shit. This is people not part of the clique that don't like the shady shit that went down with Rosa many times over. And then Rosa manipulates everything. Right? Rosa is smart. She manipulates platforms like this. She'll actually go to podcasters. She'll pop into podcasts so that the podcaster can't really say anything negative because Rosa might be listening. Right? Rosa came in to say what's up. Rosa has literally told podcasters she's just seeing what everyone's saying about her match. How many wrestlers do that? After their match, they go in and they say, hey, what are you saying about me? Is it all good? Good. Yeah. I heard you shit on all my fucking associates. I don't give a fuck about them. What'd you say about me? She goes on Busted. She's injured, but she's on Busted Open. Getting her fucking word around. Getting her fucking message. Claiming that this is the only way I can be heard because I'm a victim. Everybody backstage is against me. I wonder why. Your actions speak louder than your fucking words. Everywhere you've went, you've left a trail of destruction. You've burned every bridge. You can't even go back to most places. You're shocked that people are pissed off at your standards and practices? And she manipulates the community. She infiltrates the community. I can go a half an hour on that. It's ludicrous that Thunder Rosa is all of a sudden a victim when she's not even... If I was to put together a list of the top 50 female wrestlers in the world, Thunder Rosa would not even be on number 200. That's right. It's a list of 50. I wouldn't even have Thunder Rosa on 200. Thunder Rosa is not a good wrestler. I've asked time and time again, put together 5 matches that I would go back for Thunder Rosa and watch twice. It's not going to happen. Not the lights out, by the way, with Britt Baker. It's easy when you just fucking say, hey, just use all the weapons in the world and just just do that for 15 minutes. Not lights out shit. I'm talking like a real wrestling match. What's the character that is jumping off the fucking screen? Her promos. Give me a promo that's like, damn, Thunder Rosa. Nothing. I don't know. It's one thing if like it's somebody so good and they carry a lot of baggage and drama, but they're so good you got to deal with it. Like my Packers, Aaron Rodgers, right? He's dramatic as fuck, but he's a diva. But he's so good. Not this year. The whole team fucking sucks. But we know he's one of the best quarterbacks. I mean, 2-time MVP the last 2 years. It's for a reason, right? So much baggage, though. But we put up with it. We paid him the money because he's so fucking good. With Rosa, what the fuck are we doing? All this trouble and drama for what? The talent does not back up what the drama is creating and worth. Athena, Ember Moon, Athena, right now could take Thunder's spot atop the echelon, and the company would be better off. Because you're not going to tell me that Thunder Rosa is a better promo than Athena. You're not going to tell me that at all. You're not going to tell me that Thunder Rosa's character, whatever it is better than Athena's, whatever it is. So when it gets down to the wrestling, Athena's a better wrestler. By 88% plus 12. 100% better than Thunder Rosa. That's not even being harsh. That's not shade. That's literally, I don't understand how she still has a fucking championship when now we know the latest word is she won't be back until after January. Tony Khan just needs to step the fuck in and say, we now received word that the back injury was worse, this back injury, that even Rosa claims that her friends had to ask if she's being real or not. That's not good when your own friends don't believe you. Go back and listen. This was on Busted Open because she's the victim and she uses the platforms to get her side of the story out and create all this fucking drama. So she said on Busted, she said, my own friends are asking me if this is real because they're hearing shit. That's not good. If I hear shit about my buddies and I already know that my buddies told me something, I'm not questioning them, man. I know they're fucking legit. That's not good. Tells you. BC does his research. I check off every fucking box before I come to my conclusions. Tony Khan needs to step the fuck out on live TV and say, listen, we found out more info. We're going to have to take the title off of Thunder Rosa. Your new official champion, Toni Storm. Or you can put together a fucking match for it or something. So what we're going to do is we're stripping the interim as well. Toni Storm, and we're going to have a number one contender for her, and that's going to be for the official. You could do anything. But the fact that Rosa is causing this much of a stir is just as much, not just Rosa, but Tony Khan's fault for allowing this to get to this point for this interim bullshit. But I cannot stand anymore. I can't just stand back and act like this is... And I never did. I always called this down the middle. This was not just Britt Baker and her group, her clique. You're starting to see Toni Storms and Cargills and everybody come out and say, Rosa just may be the fucking problem. But nobody should be shocked. But we'll act like this is fucking like she's the victim. Can't wait for Rosa to get back. I miss her. What are you missing? Her fucking immaculate wrestling abilities? Her crazy, insanely awesome promos? Her character? She comes out in the wrestling attire with the face paint? What are you missing? I'm so lost when it comes to Thunder Rosa on everything. I'm so fucking lost. I still can't believe she has a job after what happened with her and Evelise. And Evelise is the one who gets the bad reputation. And Rosa just gets the mosey on. And then she does it again with fucking Marina Shafir. And everyone just fucking blames Marina for being so bad. Thunder gets none of the fucking blame because she always plays the fucking victim. And then she goes on platform. She does this shit. And she tries to get out of it, right? She manipulates other podcasters into carrying out her dirty work. And then said podcasters carry out that dirty work and then they get in trouble. Because they put together one side of the story, one side of the narrative. And that's not fair to them. They burned bridges because of somebody that they were trying to stand up for. That's not right. And then they have to step back and they have to apologize for spewing one side of the story. And they should have never been in that position, but they were being manipulated by said wrestler. Rosa is very, she knows what she manipulates, man. And it's insane to see. And her side of the story is that I'm fine, I'm good, I'm great, man. Everyone's just against me. The world is against me. Tony said I keep the title, I have a back injury, and I'm just trying to go about life, man. I just want to go on Busted Open and going into all the podcasts. And I just want to make sure that the narrative about me is good. Come on, man. You have to ask yourself when you start seeing pro wrestlers immediately after their match jump on podcasts and jump on Busted Open and start fucking spewing their narrative and make sure everything's good because they're in the chat. Don't speak bad about me. You don't see the Britt Bakers and the Cargills and the Tony Storms doing that. You don't see the Adam Coles doing that. You don't see Kenny Omega doing that. You don't see Bryan Danielson doing that. You know, Bryan Danielson's not popping in the podcast and making sure everybody's speaking positively about them. That's not good. That's very shady. That's manipulating. That's making sure that you're swaying everybody and everybody's audience's decisions. That's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up. That's majorly fucked up. And you're putting the rest of the ladies' locker room especially, you're backing them up against a wall. You're backing them up against a wall because you are going to all of the outlets that criticize, critique, dissect pro wrestling after the shows, and you're getting your story out. You're having your presence there. And you're forcing them to either do the same or just have to take whatever backlash inside of the story that you're telling. They have to now take that on the chin. How do you expect the ladies to act? Thunder Rosa is the root of all of that. And it's high time that Tony Khan steps the fuck up and does what's right. Take the strap, bro. Take the strap. And then you have to assess the fucking the position in the company of Thunder Rosa. Absolutely. You really have to ask yourself, what's the fucking, why do we have you? What are you contributing positively? Not fucking real. Anyway, Toni Storm, Jamie Hayter has been made official. Interim, like anybody can care. It's a fucking farce title match, is my point. Half an hour later. And I brought up fucking, just everything being ass backwards. This card for Full Gear being thrusted together after just fucking, with 2 weeks left, because all the focus is put on shows that aren't really gathering the ratings that Tony Khan would like anyway. WWE is doing the same thing. Fuck the pay-per-view. Let's just worry about the fucking shows every week, right? That's where we'll have Damage Control after just 49 days drop their titles to Alexa and Asuka. Well, guess what? Did it work? No. Raw pulled a 1.5 in the ratings. 1.5 in the ratings. And this is where everyone goes, well, it's Halloween, basically. Halloween, man, a holiday. And Monday Night Football, basically. Double decker, man. Thank goodness they didn't have baseball. That was rained out. It was supposed to be a World Series game. Then they would have went to a 1-4, I guess, right? And that's fine. Obviously both things will dent the rating. The fact that they pulled a 1.5 has nothing to do with Halloween or Monday Night Football. That'll dent it a little bit. A 1.5 tells you that they didn't put together a fucking show that anybody needed to take the remote control and put it the fuck down. That's the truth. They didn't produce the show that people needed to fucking watch. And you say, well, what the fuck? How could this show not captivate BC? 3 hours on Halloween. Triple H would bring his best, right? I don't know, did he? Nikki Cross lost her first match back as Crazy Nikki Cross. That's okay with you? Austin Theory, the Money in the Bank briefcase holder, lost his match flat on his back, pinned looking up at the lights. That's okay with you? And a heel versus heel match, by the way. Nikki Cross loses. Austin Theory, Damian Priest of Judgment Day, when Judgment Day finally started to be looked at as badass the last several weeks. And Damian Priest is just losing to Carl Anderson for no fucking reason. Otis is stumbling around candy, Halloween candy, spread all across the ring because it was a trick or street fight, which is just Skittles being thrown over your head, power bombed on a bunch of Jolly Ranchers, people throwing Three Musketeers at each other's dome piece, and then Otis is wearing a giant pumpkin on his head before he gets RKO'd. And the pumpkin's so giant that it just fell off his head before the RKO was actually delivered, so it was a botched finish. Otis has a giant pumpkin. That's okay with you? That's entertaining? That's fun? You had a laugh? Oh, it was funny, basically. I sat on the couch with my little son, Johnston, and we giggled. R-Truth, just as a cowboy, hopping down the fucking aisle, straddling and smacking his pony, his plastic pony, right? That was funny to you? I'm asking. Because a 1.5 tells me nobody gave a fuck about any of this. And it's funny because everybody looked at the Trick or Street fight and then the pumpkin on Otis's head, and they went, that's tradition, basically. Just tradition. Every year they do this. It's no harm, no foul. Well, when Vince was doing it just last year, we said how fucking stupid, how silly, and how this is just hurting the wrestlers and the show. And it needs to stop. Every year we see the same match with the same spots and the same fucking pumpkin over somebody's head. Somebody has to wear the giant pumpkin. And we fucking blasted Vince McMahon as far as up to last year. And now because supposedly H is in control of everything, now we're cutting all the slack, right? Now it's all of a sudden the new narrative is it's tradition. No, basically it's just tradition, man. It's the fun spot where we do the trick or treat and then the Halloween pumpkin on someone's head, man. It's fun, basically. We were blasting it with Vince, and now it's all of a sudden tradition. Yeah. Oh, how quick the narrative can fucking change. Then you went on to, and that was it. That was everything, man. And then, then Damage Control just loses their titles after 49 days. So Damian Priest is eating an L when Judgment Day needs to fucking look like a badass faction, and they finally started too. Damian Priest loses. Nikki Cross on her first day back as Crazy Nikki loses. Money in the Bank briefcase holder Austin Theory loses. Damage Control after just 49 days loses their championships. How is this show okay with it? How does this make sense? How does this make you care about anybody going forward? Doesn't make you care about Asuka and Alexa anymore. Now they're thrown together in a tag team of a non-existent division. There's no division. It's the same reason Sasha and Naomi walked the fuck out, because they were lied to, and finally they were like, what are we doing? There's no division. So to the point where Vince was going to ask Sasha to do a job at a pay-per-view for the Raw Women's Champion, or SmackDown, vice versa, and Naomi was going to do the job for the other champion, SmackDown or Raw, whichever it was. So they were like, wait, we're just going to the pay-per-view, dropping a match to your champion, so we're going to job out, and then we're going to go back to the irrelevant, non-existent tag division? And Vince is like, yeah, can you do it? And I'm like, what the fuck? What are we doing here? What the fuck are we doing, huh? You know, and so that's what they're like, okay, we're gone. Dude, we have to go. If this is seriously, we got to go, Vince. This is not what we signed up for. And now Alexa and Asuka are going to do that. Asuka's already done this. Asuka was a champ with in the Kabuki Warriors with Kyrie. You guys reminded me that she was in the tag team championships with Charlotte. She was in a tag team with Lana before. Asuka's already played this. It's done nothing for her. We're just recycling old shit that didn't work the first time, didn't work the second time, didn't work the third time, and now we're going to try it a fourth time. R-Truth, his new gimmick is just every time he hears the word truth, he comes down and he does some silly shit in a silly costume. This was the old R-Truth we already did before 2 years of chasing whoever was 24/7 champion. And now he's right back to being the old R-Truth. We love R-Truth. He is funny, but this gimmick doesn't work. And they refuse to get creative with this poor guy. They don't do anything. They're even Triple H is like, yeah, let's just do what we used to do. Let's do what we used to do. Just go out there in a funny costume and just say, hey, did I hear the word truth? And people will giggle, and then you'll get beat up, and it'll be fine, right? To the point where Truth was on NXT, and he felt he had to do a fucking flippity-doo-dah dive, and he almost fucking snapped his neck. Because what the fuck? You shouldn't be doing a flippity-doo-dah dive at 50 years old. You don't need to do that. But the poor guy felt he did, because even Truth knows, what the fuck am I doing? You know, this tag championship thing did nothing. The whole show was just so irrelevant, man. I didn't want to... You guys saw the Raw review, man. Over 5,000 of you already. I was the last person to put out a Raw review the next day. I'm not one of these people that goes live after the show or nothing. No, I put out a review the next day. Over 5,000 of you guys have already fucking caught it. And you know exactly what I said, man. I didn't want to be that harsh the entire 2.5 hour stream, but I had to be. The whole show was befuddling. And then you fucking look at a 1-5 and you just blame Halloween and football. Do you honestly think this show would have done that much better than a 1-5? What, a 1-6? No, basically they would have pulled a 1-7. Wow, man. Out the waters. Not a 1-7. 1-5 is exactly what they deserve. They actually deserve a 1.3. Because that's the highest I'm giving them. Sticking, let's move on, man. I'll get to AEW Dynamite in a little bit too, man. I'm gonna run down that card. Not a full review, but I'm gonna touch on basically every segment. It's gonna be a review, just quick. Nick Khan announced an 8-part special series featuring Bianca Belair and Montez Ford for Hulu. Khan says, and I quote, "They're excited to further their relationship with Disney," end quote. So congratulations to Bianca Belair and Montez, man. That should be a cool show coming out on Hulu. 8-part series following their life. And just their story. I think that's awesome. But I think the more telling story here is just Nick Khan talking about the relationship that he wants to prosper and grow with Disney. I told you guys, that's not a coincidence. Who's Mr. Disney these days? The Rock. Right? The Rock. When everybody gets in trouble and they need to fill a big role, who do they call? The Rock. When Will Smith and the whole Aladdin shit, when he slapped Chris Rock and they were thinking about doing the Aladdin movie again. No, they said, no, we're going to get The Rock somehow, right? There was another fucking incident as well where something happened and The Rock was the first person they named for Disney to do a replacement. And he's just been doing a bunch with Disney anyway, from the Jungle Cruise movie and just so much others. And I told you guys, if there's a sale of WWE, don't be shocked if The Rock and Nick Khan are at the helm and their major investor is like a big network or big organization, I should say, like Disney. And sure enough, man, with The Rock doing all this work with Disney all of a sudden, here's Nick Khan all of a sudden wanting to do more and more with Disney. Don't be shocked down the road if you ever hear that The Rock, Nick Khan, and somehow Walt Disney has purchased World Wrestling Entertainment. And if that's the case, if it's Disney, then it wouldn't be in the imminent future as in by the end of 2023 because Disney is still footing the bill for buying Fox, right? Iger, the former head in charge at Disney, before he exited the company, he made the purchase of Fox for billions of dollars. So believe it or not, Disney is actually in a debt, even though they record record profit every day at their theme parks, for instance. But they turn around and they put that right into a fledgling Disney Plus that's just not meeting the standards they were hoping for. But all that money from the theme parks goes into Disney Plus, and that cancels the fuck out. But somehow they are in debt in all areas because of that Fox deal. They're still trying to foot that bill. So I don't see an acquisition of World Wrestling Entertainment before 2024 at the bare minimum, if they were going to purchase World Wrestling Entertainment. I honestly think the biggest candidate would be Nick Khan, The Rock, and Comcast Universal, which obviously is the owner of Peacock. So, I mean, obviously there's already an established relationship there. But the relationship with Disney is just becoming so strong with The Rock and Nick Khan that now I'm kind of going over to, like, if they can foot the bill for Fox, then yeah, you could absolutely see The Rock, Nick Khan, and Disney, and not Comcast. But either way, I think when WWE sells within the next couple of years, I think it's happening. I would not be shocked if The Rock and Nick Khan are at the top of that list. When Vince McMahon got into that trouble with the XFL, it was The Rock that out of nowhere purchased it. And that's Vince's baby. And he knew there was already a relationship. The Rock just didn't come out of nowhere and blindside Vince with a knockout punch and said, I bought your shit. No, that was many conversations between The Rock and Vince. Many fucking tequilas, I'm sure. Many of The Rock's new tequila. Many bottles. You think this is just, The Rock all of a sudden gets Vince's baby. Vince, don't be shocked if The Rock gets Vince's baby. The Rock gets fucking Vince's WWE. It seems to be the person that he trusts with it. And somehow Vince will do some high work with the XFL. Maybe even take over it one day. Maybe The Rock is just jumpstarting this shit and it's Vince that'll take over it in the future. Maybe they got something up. Something is in the air with The Rock and Vince. That's all I'm saying. You haven't heard the last of a business relationship between the two. Anyway, that's awesome for Bianca and Montez, but the bigger thing here is Nick Khan talking about Disney and how they want to further that relationship. That is huge because of their relationship with Peacock, which is Universal, which is the competitor of Disney. Big time, man. BC did not miss that shit. Also, before I go over AEW, I want to talk about Punk and Cabana in AEW real quick, which is actually in this review. Should I wait? Okay, you know what? I'm going to talk about the Punk thing. Let me just go over the first few segments, and then we'll talk about the Jericho Open Challenge, who it was, and why this is the ultimate fuck you to CM Punk. Let me get a swig of coffee first. All right, so Jay Lethal starts this show defeating Darby Allin. This is Dynamite, November 2nd, 2022. Jay Lethal defeating Darby Allin via lethal injection. This was set up by a fake sting that struck Allin with a baseball bat. The fake sting was actually Cutler. I forgot the guy's first name. Craig Cutler, Greg Cutler, Billy Cutler, Bopkins Cutler, Joey Cutler, Johnson Cutler. I don't give a fuck what the guy's first, because you heard crickets when the mask came off. Nobody gave a fuck. Dude's a good dude, by the way. That's not shade. It's just nobody gave a fuck. I'm pretty sure 90% of the people didn't even know who the fuck he was in the arena. Even the announcers had they tried, but they played it off like they were clueless. Cutler? Is that Cutler? Not Brandon Cutler either, by the way. In fact, now I'm even questioning myself. Was his last name even Cutler? I don't fucking know. Cutler from the factory? Is that the Cutler from the factory? I mean, it was so bad, man. Commentary was just trying to make it sound good, but they were fucking it up even more. Crowd didn't give a fuck, didn't know who he was. I mean, that's your big reveal. That was bad, bro. And then Sting's music actually plays, so you think the real Sting's coming out, but it's actually Double J, Jeff Jarrett, that makes his AEW debut. He strikes Allin with his guitar, cracking his dome piece, man. Darby's lying in his own fucking pool of crimson. And Jarrett rages a mini war on AEW. That's what I got. You know, he talks about the generation and lineage of his family and what he means to pro wrestling. And he talks about fucking that when he's done, AEW is going to be flipped upside down or something. I have no idea. And then afterwards, Tony Khan puts out a statement saying Jeff Jarrett is all elite. And he is now the new director of business, business something. Director of business. I don't fucking know. He's basically taking over things like live events. They're going to really bulk up their live event schedule in 2023. And that's the job that Jarrett just left in WWE. So Tony's like, okay, let me grab him because he's already knows what he's doing over there, even though he only lasted like 2 fucking weeks, because Jeff Jarrett doesn't last anywhere for more than 2 weeks, it seems. This guy's got something going on where he's always got to be somewhere else. He just cannot last. And he's so overrated, man. Is BC the only one that feels like Jeff Jarrett is so fucking overrated? Why does everybody give this guy a job all the time? Because he's been around for so long? Because his family was in the business? Jeff Jarrett is so fucking overrated. I can't believe he's lasted this long and he gets this many contracts that WWE would hire him in the position he was just in, just for him to fuck them over again and leave. And then Tony Khan takes this guy like he knows what the fuck he's doing for that company. Jeff Jarrett would be at the bottom of the list for people I would want in that position. I know that seems harsh. I don't give a fuck. I just don't understand how this guy is always getting contracts. What the fuck? What has he done ever? He has a long list of nothing. Nothing that you would ever go back and watch or talk about over the water cooler. Amazing how fast this guy jumps around, man. Remember his WWE stay, even when he was Double J, that seemed to happen like fucking that blink of an eye, he was gone. Impact may have been his longest fucking reign. WCW, in and out. Impact, maybe the longest. FCW, remember he started a little organization, I forgot what it was. It had an F in it. FCW was something. No, Florida Championship Wrestling. FGW, GFW, Global Force Wrestling. He starts a whole organization. Within 2 fucking months, it's gone. I think he went back to Impact maybe for a couple of months. Then he goes to WWE for like a month for a cup of coffee. Then he's out of WWE. Now he's in AEW. You think he's going to last more than fucking 4 months? We'll see. But just a weird whole first whatever, man. But with this Cutler guy, I can't even think of the guy's first name, and I'm even questioning if his last name's Cutler. Fake Sting. That was so odd. Nobody gave a fuck. Nobody knew who he was. Jeff Jarrett Jeff Jarrett in AEW. I mean, that fits together like peanut butter and mayonnaise. I don't understand. The best thing here is I got to see my boy Jay Lethal compete on national TV, primetime television. Finally, Jay Lethal is on Dynamite, and Jay Lethal picked up a W. So BC actually found some positive personally because I love Jay Lethal's work. He should be picking up W's a lot on primetime television. He's that good. Another vignette plays deleting the Elite from AEW, so we keep on doing this whole Tony Khan deleted us, and we're coming back, but we did not forget that you took us off of everything for almost a month. Mox versus Lee Moriarty in a world title eliminator tournament match. Well, that's definitely going to captivate your casual fans for sure. I mean, anybody clicking around, they're going to stop and go, what the fuck, Lee Moriarty? They're going to call up all their friends. Johnson, Lee's on. What do you mean, Lee who? Lee Moriarty. Mox taps out Moriarty rather quickly, not much more than 5 minutes in match length. Post-match, Ethan Page dropped Mox. What the fuck are we doing here? Ethan Page drops Mox, and this is where we want to be polite, right? Well, it's Mox. We love Mox. We got to see him wrestle or compete, right? Or compete. Like it's competition. We got to see him in action. We like Ethan Page. There's potential there. Hi, Ethan. Good to see you drop Mox. Okay, let's move on. I mean, well, what are we doing? This is prime time. Did this really do anything for you? Yes, Playfully. I liked it because of the following reasons. It helps set the trajectory. It's the beginning of a good story. It's not the beginning. What? Ethan Page just drops Mox. Wow. Can't wait to see where this goes. Renee Paquette sits down with both Britt Baker and Saraya. Well, supposed to be anyway. Just one problem. Baker never showed up. So this was just basically a conversation interview between Renee and Saraya, two good friends for years. Renee asks her where she stands with an in-ring return. Saraya says there's one more doc she wants to see, but she'll tell us all her status in 1 week. So in 1 week's time, next week on Dynamite, we'll find out what the fuck's going on with Paige. I expect her to say she's going to wrestle. I think it'll be very limited. They'll protect her, whoever she's in the ring with, and then that's what should be happening. I hope she's not doing something so stupid to come back and she shouldn't be. You know, if it's like a Bryan Danielson thing where a bunch of doctors said, no, you're good, then, hey, it's her life. She can rock it, and we'll be there hoping for the best, man. We want to see the best competition with the best wrestlers, with the best... And when I say best wrestlers, I'm saying everything, man. Not just the moves you can do, but I want to be invested into your character. I want to be invested into what you're doing. So we wish her the best. We'll find out in a week. The Acclaimed had a promo next. Daddy Ass's Billy Gunn's birthday. That's right, Billy Gunn's birthday, and everybody's scissoring, and they had a piece of paper, an official form of adoption, so that Billy Gunn can adopt them, the Acclaimed. I don't know. This was weird, and then Billy's actual kids came out from birth, came out of the tunnel, and they were upset because they felt like, hey, you ditched us, and now you're just going to adopt new kids, and you're going to have a new family. And they started bickering, and I got to be honest, it was so stupid. I switched over to World Series because the Astros and Phillies were involved in a no-hitter. The Astros were putting on a no-hitter on Philly, and this is what I mean. This is what I mean about flipping the channel. About it doesn't matter if baseball is on. It doesn't matter if football is on. It doesn't matter if it's a holiday. If you're watching TV, what you put the remote down for is because something is more captivating, right? So if it's a good football game, put together your best show, and hopefully there's a wrestling segment that makes a lot of people, maybe not the most, but a lot of people put that remote down. Guys, at that point, that baseball game had become more important. Right? I was watching wrestling first. See, all you had to do is keep captivating me. We like the Acclaimed, by the way. But BC was like, what are we doing here, man? And I switched it back to the World Series and I put it down. When I clicked it back, I got to be honest, the segment was over, probably for the best for BC. So maybe you guys could tell me how it ended. I left it off, that segment, with them bickering about who's the real kids of Billy Gunn. I'm guessing it just set up a fucking match in the future, or maybe they brawled. But I knew I wasn't going to miss much. The no-hitter was just more important to BC. So I can't even tell you how that segment ended. But much love to the Acclaim. They still get a good reaction, and I hope they're in segments in the future that I actually care about. There was one good line where the Acclaim said, we were going to have more people at this birthday party, Billy, but a couple people canceled last minute, and all the others were still upset that you missed the reunion. So that's obviously the story that broke, that they tried to get Billy Gunn into the DX reunion, but at the last minute it fell apart, and everybody was pretty bummed. So that was a WWE at DX reunion fucking line there by the Acclaim. Hour 1 ends with Chris Jericho's open challenge to any former ROH champion of any title reign. You could be a former women's champion, Jericho will take you on. You could be a former tag champion, TV champ, it doesn't matter. And Colt Cabana's music hits. Colt Cabana hits the ring. The crowd, instead of chanting CM Punk chants, actually chanted "Welcome Back." Under 10 minutes in match length, Jericho hits the code breaker and pins Cabana. Absolutely a phenomenal brawl post-match at the top of the ramp. Claudio's out there, Bryan Danielson, Wheeler Yuta, Sammy Guevara, Daddy Magic. Everybody's brawling. Jericho's in there, Hager. Everybody's brawling at the top of the ramp, and it was very well done. You had somebody come out every few seconds to join the fray, almost like it would be reality, right? Because too many times we see everybody come out at once, like they were just hanging out at Gorilla, like waiting for their cue. But when you stagger everybody, it's more realistic. It's like they're coming from catering. Maybe somebody was taking a fucking piss and they heard what was happening, you know? Like Sammy's taking a piss and somebody goes, yo, we gotta help Jericho. He's getting, you know, and Sammy's like, fuck. He's running down the hallway still pissing. You know, you stagger it out, and that's what makes the brawl even better. So I love that brawl. That was one of the best brawls that I've seen in a long time in pro wrestling. It was very well done. And I know it won't receive the adulation and the praise that it should in the community, but BC wanted to spend a minute on that. That was really good. Now, back to the Colt Cabana situation. He's the mystery opponent, right? And I believe he was a champion. I think he was a former ROH tag team champion. And this is obviously, there's no doubt about this, man. This was a big fuck you to Phillip Brooks. If there was any doubt, if anybody still thought this was just a storyline or Punk will be back, no. You should have known when Chris Jericho was deemed the new locker room leader by everybody. Wardlow just officially said that as well. Jericho, it's not even when the Elite comes back. They could be EVPs. The leader is now Chris Jericho. A little bit Mox and a little bit Bryan Danielson as well. But it's Chris Jericho who has taken the reins. He's going to play the role of Triple H, basically, what he was to Vince. Jericho is that to Tony Khan. And you saw what Jericho was doing, man. Fans would talk about, like, what happened to Phillip Brooks, what happened to Punk. Like, he had the world in his hands, it looked like. Hottest free agent comes back, and all of a sudden, within a year later, he's toxic to the locker room. And Chris Jericho likes that fucking post. Jericho confirmed that to be true, and then Jericho goes out on his own and talks about how toxic Punk was. The story breaks, and Jericho confirms it. That he actually went to Phillip Brooks, CM Punk, after that all-out media scrum, and told him what he felt about him. And now all of a sudden he's the locker room leader. Do you honestly think he's going to allow Tony Khan to bring back CM Punk? Do you think Tony Khan wants to at this point? Do you think CM Punk would even want to go back? No. And that was just a fuck you, dude. I think that was just as much Jericho as it was Tony Khan to say fuck you to Phillip Brooks. I think this was Jericho's way. And he already did it when he liked the post that said that Punk was toxic. Then the story broke, probably from Jericho himself, that he told Punk he was toxic to his face, and Jericho backed that up. Probably his own report, by the way. This, in case there was any question mark on how what his stance is to Punk, this was Jericho putting that final nail into the Punk coffin. This was Jericho saying, let there be no more questions. I'm bringing in Colt Cabana, CM Punk's arch nemesis. because that's what that whole media scrum, what turned CM Punk into a raging fucking animal, was talking about Colt Cabana. Something about Colt Cabana, and we know what it is, many things, just pisses off CM Punk to the point where he's like, he shares his bank account with his mother. I mean, Phil Brooks was going off on Colt Cabana and the entire locker room. But this all stemmed from Colt Cabana and a reporter taking the side of Cabana, or what he was saying. And here is Colt Cabana right after the investigation wrapped up last week. And all of a sudden, Colt Cabana's back in AEW. This was the biggest fuck you that you could give. The biggest symbolic fuck you to Phil Brooks that Tony Khan and Chris Jericho could have given. And they gave it to him. Huge. I don't know how if you guys think it was justified, I hear you. If you think it was too petty, I could kind of hear you on that too. And I got no love lost with CM Punk, but you could kind of look at that as petty as fuck that you would bring in Cabana that quick, knowing that this is going to come off as the biggest fuck you. And but that shows you how pissed they are at Punk and how they want to show that he is no longer allowed in that company. I mean, they want to show that, whether it's by liking posts by fans, whether it's by breaking news of what happened themselves and getting the real story out, their real story anyway, whether it's bringing back the dude that caused all of this inadvertently, not anything Punk just flipped out on Cabana. So they brought Cabana back. I mean, they're doing everything to tell you this dude's done in the company. And CM Punk will never be back. I mean, there's no other way that they can tell you. That Cabana shit, BC knew the second his music hit. I audibly said, damn, they fucking going for the knockout punch on Punk. That was fucking crazy, man. Jericho has no chill. If Jericho don't like you, I mean, he's going for the knockout punch on that, man. Jericho just savage. And he's got Tony Khan right where he wants him. You know, Jericho knows he signed that new contract, and he probably told Tony Khan, let me run this shit. It's funny because Punk said, I'm trying to run a business here at the media scrum. I think he didn't mean to say that. He let that out. But Punk felt that he could easily manipulate Tony Khan because at the previous media scrum, at Double or Nothing, Tony Khan was flipping out and basically he was fanboying out for Phil Brooks. Brooks saw that and said, all right, he's my number one fan. I can manipulate the fuck. I can say whatever I want. I can take over the locker room, and he's going to be in my pocket. He wasn't expecting that many people in the locker room to not like him and to stand up. And to the point where Tony couldn't do anything. And now it's Jericho who's going into business now. And Jericho has everything that Punk wanted or thought he could obtain with Tony Khan. Jericho has it, and it's CM Punk sitting at home. Just incredible, right? Life is funny like that sometimes. It's ironic. Life can be ironic. Orange Cassidy defeats Rey Fenix and Luchasaurus in a three-way. Orange pins Phoenix with his orange punch. Phoenix refused to use the hammer that Pac had given him 2 weeks in a row now, and he paid for his good Samaritan work. Post-match, Shibata hits the ring and sets up a title match against Cassidy for Friday's Rampage. It was one of those things, just like the Cutler thing and the Jeff Jarrett. So Shibata comes out, and at first people hear a music, and they're like, oh! Because they think they know who it's going to be, or they're just, it's natural for wrestling fans to hear a song that we don't know, and we think it's somebody that we do know. Then Shibata comes out, and you could tell, 98% of the crowd was like, yeah! Who is it? Yeah. I know who that is. Who is it? Shibuda? Yeah. Shibata. I know him. Please. Biggest fan right here, man. I've seen 100 of his matches. Go Shibuda! Shibata. Go Shibata. I mean, you could tell. Look at everybody. Listen to the fucking crowd. It's the initial, and it was like, whoa. Yeah, big fan. Yes. Nobody knew. Nobody fucking knew. Crickets. Jade, her sister. It's like Ezekiel and Elias. Jade and Chade. Jade Cargill versus Marina Shafir, TBS title match. Vicky Guerrero and Nyla Rose talk shit at the top of the ramp for the entire 3 or 4 minutes. We used to see this shit all the time in WWE. Just a squash match, but there'll be like somebody who one of the participants is going to be taken on in the future. They'll be just talking shit at the top of the ramp. So they did this with Vicky and Nyla Rose. Cargill takes Shafir's dome piece off with the bicycle kick, that pump kick. Literally, I mean, this was one of the hardest kicks I've ever seen a woman or a wrestler, for that matter, take. Marina Shafir took that like a fucking champ. Jade Cargill showed the world how badass that motherfucker. I mean, she just... Damn! No chill in Jade Cargill. She's also savage. And then she hits what I call the glam slam. It is grand as well. The glam slam. I gotta pay respects to Beth Phoenix with that move. No shade, Jade. I love Jade Cargill, but damn... That's always going to be the glam slam to BC. 1, 2, 3. Jade Cargill defeats Marina Shafir. No harm, no foul here. I mean, was it goofy? Was it silly? Was it stupid? All the above. But it was just a squash match. This is just to patent the stats of Jade Cargill, showcase her dominant, and set up something with Nyla Rose and her. I can't say that I give a fuck about it. I don't know if you guys care about Jade Cargill and Nyla Rose. They're going to have to do more than they did last night in the last couple of weeks, her stealing the title to get me more invested. But it is, I mean, it's a powerhouse Nyla Rose versus a powerhouse Jade Cargill. So I think if they plan it out and map it out correctly, it could be something. But this was no harm, no foul. I don't know what people really were expecting here. This matchup got a lot more buzz than it would have. If not for extracurricular activity, which I cannot speak on because I'd be biased, because that involves somebody I'm really high on, like a Jade Cargill, and it involves one of my boys, community-wise, in the community, that I respect, and that took on a life of its. I can't again. I'd be speaking in a biased way, so because I have love for both parties, so I can't really speak on the situation, but that took on a life of its own, and I think there was so much. Everybody was wrong. That's the only thing I'll say about it, and it took on a life of its own. It never should have even reached that point. Again, Thunder Rosa was the root of all of this, but I've already spoken about that, and this matchup just became this thing. Like, people were expecting 7 stars. It was never going to happen, man. But that's what happens, man. Jade Cargill made a mistake, and she just made this something that it shouldn't have been. She didn't start the mistake, but she made a big mistake, and she put a spotlight on them that didn't need to be there, and it became a bigger thing. And there's no way they could deliver what everybody was fucking like tuning in for at that point. So a lot of people were expecting a lot more out of this, man. This was nowhere near the worst match I've ever fucking seen, or like Bailey and Alexa from Extreme Rules, a kendo stick match many years ago. I would watch Shafir and fucking Jade over that any day. And then you have the commentary over it, though. They try to do smoke and mirrors over it and shit. But this was always supposed to be a Jade Cargill squash, and Jade looking like a powerhouse. That's all that needs to be happening. Anybody going, oh, Jade's so green still. Jade bores me. Jade just doesn't do it for me. Sucks for you. Jade's amazing. Jade Cargill is fucking amazing. I mention the Ultimate Warrior all the time because he never fucking had classic wrestling matches, yet he did have classic wrestling matches. We went back and watched Hulk Hogan Warrior 80 million times. We went back and watched Randy Savage Warrior WrestleMania 7 80 million times. Rick Rude and Warrior at SummerSlam 80 million times. Nobody was giving 7 stars back then to them because they didn't put on the best of sequences. It was just Warrior captivated. You had to see the fucking matches. You had to see the collision. You had to see the story in that ring. Jade Cargill is a powerhouse. She doesn't have to do a flip and a dive. She doesn't have to do a moonsault. She doesn't have to do a suicide dive. She doesn't have to do Canadian destroyers. She just has to do that pump kick and take dome pieces off. Jade Cargill's badass. I love when they actually build a wrestler, build up the resume, build up the statistics. Nobody can beat her. Jade Cargill is unstoppable. And I hope that once all of the extra, the drama, the extracurricular activity that happened over the last several days, man, I hope that gets pulled to the wayside, because I have respect for everybody that's involved, and it sucks when that is the case, because then I can't speak on it. You know what I mean? Because I'm biased, man. I have a connection to all parties. It's easier when it's just one person's right and the other's wrong. This was all just unnecessary by everybody involved. A spotlight was put on that set up a situation where it was almost like everybody was just rooting for Marina and Jay to fail. We knew it wasn't going to be a good match, so, I mean, they kind of already were set up for failure. Added pressure. I never want to be in a position where I'm rooting for wrestlers to fail. And that's what a lot of people were doing. And again, it's nobody's fault. I mean, Thunder Rosa started a fucking trickle-down effect through manipulation, and then it took on a life of its own. And then people are calling out podcasters when they should never do that. Because now you're starting something that you're continuing something that doesn't need to be. And Jade Cargill knows that was fucking wrong. And then it sets a trickle effect where everybody just starts making poor choices. And then we're in a position where we're watching a wrestling show and it's not even about the match anymore. For a lot of us, it's like it's just like you can't even enjoy it because there's all this drama and this black cloud over it. And you wonder, how did we get here? It's that common denominator, Thunder Rosa again. Of course it is. This is a trippy vignette up next with Malachi Black and the House of Black. This was awesome. I love this shit with Bray Wyatt. I loved it with The Undertaker back in the day. It's fun. It's intriguing. It's entertainment. It's still a show with you. You see a claim you don't like the hokey pokey shit. You just want to see the 5-star banger classics, right? You want to see more tournaments. You want it to feel like a sport. You just want to see Wrestler A versus Wrestler B, both in black trunks, no character, no care, but you want to see them do moves. Fuck that, man. I want my wrestling to be a show. I want characters. I want them to do out-of-the-box zany shit. I loved this vignette. Basically claiming that, the House of Black is dead, and what have we become? The exact quote. What have we become? They're all in fucking... Basically, they're all wrapped up like they're all dead. Murphy, Brody, Malachi, they're all fucking dead. They're being carried. One of them's like set on fire. The other thrown in lakes or some shit. Julia Hart is like the ringleader and all this. I don't know what the fuck I loved it. I can't wait to see what it leads to. So, there's one part of the show that captivated BC. The main event was for the ROH, what was it? The TV title, some shit. Samoa Joe versus Brian Cage. Cage taps out. Joe wins and retains. Wardlow fends off a post-match attack on Joe. The first thing commentary says is, it's one half of War Joe. It's War Joe. And I'm like, that's how you announce this guy, as one half of War Joe, instead of announcing him as, I don't know, the champion. The actual the TNT champion, Wardlow. Just say that, and then go one half of Can they destroy this dude anymore? Can they destroy Wardlow any more than they already did? Of course they can. Tony said, hold my beer, and Powerhouse Hobbs drops Wardlow to end the night. The show ends with Powerhouse Hobbs just fucking taking out Wardlow again. Every time you want to cheer for this guy and look at him as something epic, they botched him 3 separate times. One half of War Joe! Like anybody gives a fuck, man. They somehow made Samoa Joe irrelevant. I don't even care watching Samoa Joe come to the ring. I mean, what is... We're just getting matches for matches. They have so much talent and so many superstars in that company. And the majority of them don't even feel special. This show was flat last night. Very flat. I understand you don't have MJF. You don't have Britt Baker. You don't have a lot of motherfuckers last night. So I understand that. But you still had the Bryan Danielsons out there. You had Mox. You had guys like Samoa Joe. Jungle Boy doing his shit with Luchasaurus. I don't know, man. What else did you have? I guess you didn't have a lot, right? Well, maybe you didn't have a lot. I don't know. That was a flat show. That was so forgettable, man. I don't think that Dynamite did any favors for them, and they're going against the World Series. So I don't know if they break 1 million on this. If they break 1 million, they're going to take that to the bank. They're going to run with that and not look back and hope that it wasn't a mistake. 950 tops, I would give this maybe. 950, 975. The game would dent them about 40 to 50 G's as well. I understand. So I don't think they would go into the 800,000s, not even with the World Series. That just means like nobody cared about any part of the show. So we'll see what that comes out to. BC Amplified, Top Guy, and I am out. Until next time, think, be, live, amplified always. Sasha, do me a favor, hit that motherfucking music on the way out.